What the most private thing you're willing to admit?
I don't own a gun, not because I'm against it, but because I don't trust myself to not shoot myself. I love to go shooting with friends and I am a rather good long-distance shot. They all ask why I don't bite the bullet and buy a gun of my own. I pay for ammo, and I just say costs. But the truth is, while I'm not suicidal, I just don't trust myself at 3 a.m. when I wake up crying.
Sometimes I go into the woods to scream. Not like to release stress, just to scream like a wildman.
Have you ever recognized yourself in one of those Ask Reddit scary camping in the woods stories?
I envy people with functional families.
First time I saw a functional family, I was stunned.
I'm beginning to hate all of the things that used to define me. I'm just getting colder and colder and I don't feel bad for it, I'm just nostalgic for my old self.
I almost poo myself on my first date while walking home with them because the food didn't agree with me. I barely made it to the toilet.
I'm pretending to have my life together, but secretly I'm always on the edge of a breakdown. I hold on by my fingernails for the sake of my family because I love them to pieces. I hope they never realize I'm one step from disaster.
I'm an alcoholic and I've been sober for 98 days. Everyone always asks, do you miss it? I say no every time, but I'm only lying to myself. I've missed it for every single one of those 98 days. It's not getting easier. Upside down face, the struggle is real.
Hi, hoping to be one day sober on Tuesday. Just took a huge step tonight by reached out to family letting them know I need help. Scary as poo, but here we go. Edit. Thank you all for the support. Holy smokes, I did not expect this level of outreach. Here we are on Tuesday morning feeling great. Taking this one day at a time.
I'm a high-functioning alcoholic.
I just want to leave my life behind and start over somewhere. Not telling my friends and family anything. Just leave.
Been there, never done it. Might still do it. I'm 32 and have no idea what I'm doing in my life. Edit. This got way more traction than I thought it would. Happy to see I'm not the only person feeling like this. Also appreciate all the advice from people.
38 and I still don't know what I want to be if I grow up.
I can't forgive my mom for allowing my stepfather to molest me as a small child, 4 to 9 yo. It went on for years, she ignored it, she doesn't take any responsibility for the struggles I've had to go through because of it. She thinks I'm a failure even though I'm doing really well for myself, all things considered. Recovering addict. Thanks to hard work, the right partner and lots of education, I have a healthy marriage and sex life, but it was so hard. Harder than it had any right to be. I don't think I'll ever be able to forgive her. I really wonder what my life would have been like.
In the past week, my grandfather, who recently suffered a stroke, had a fall and hit his head. He has a doc's appointment coming up to tell us whether he will have lasting neurological damage. My mother, who takes care of him, recently had surgery to remove one of her kidneys due to complications with diabetes. 2 days before my grandfather's fall, she found out from her nephrologist that her other kidney is failing. If her health takes a dive, she'll be unable to care for him, and it will fall on me to be there for both of them. I live several hours away, and after years of struggle, I'm only just now getting my own life in order with a job I like and making decent money. 3 days ago I had a doctor's appointment and found out my blood pressure is high enough to be cause for concern. Heart disease runs on my father's side and he died of a heart attack when he was 43. Apparently that's not uncommon for the men on that side of the family. My father was never really a part of my life, so I'm only finding some of this out now, in my 30s. According to my mother, a pediatrician once told her I have a slight heart murmur. Didn't know that until this week either. To top it all off, my current partner recently had her yearly checkup and the doctor discovered multiple masses in both of her breasts. It will be a week or two before we find out if they are benign or not. Cancer runs in her family and she has been in remission for several years. I'm so scared and so angry and I don't know what to do. None of this is fair. Edit. Holy cow guys. I'm overwhelmed by all the kind words and support. I'm reading all of your responses and it's really giving me the boost I needed. I've taken the week off work to visit my family back home and speak with my mother about a game plan so we can try and be prepared for whatever comes next. I appreciate all the suggestions. I plan on trying to see a cardiologist soon. Unfortunately, I'm an uninsured gig worker in the US, so I'll have to look into what assistance may be available. Y'all have been so kind. If anyone else is going through it and just needs to vent, my inbox is always open.
I have no goals. We are supposed to figure out who we want to be and what we want from our lives. It's almost an expectation that we have to want something out of life. But I have never wanted to be anything and I have never wanted to do anything. I have no passions. I don't think I'm depressed though. I've always been this way. I do have a job which is okay, and a family I love. But I'm pretty much just going to keep existing until I don't.
I recently found this nice little tweet link. Unpopular opinion. I don't think your life has to have a purpose, or you a grand ambition. I think it's okay to just wander through life finding interesting things until you die.
I have never felt like a priority to anyone. It would offend my family and friends, I'm sure, but I have seen the way they prioritize other people and I yearn for that so badly in just one person. Edit. I'm overwhelmed by the outpouring of love I've received both in comments but mostly in private messages. Working on responding to those cold sweat smile. I'm sad so many of us share this feeling, but I feel very compelled to advise that we all reach out to one another to maybe offset this feeling of unimportance. Your best friend could be in this comment section. Anyone can reach out to me whenever about whatever, and if you're in the Hoosier state, LMK. Thank you for all of the awards as well.
I feel you. I feel like an afterthought.
I'm sorry to hear that, but if it's any consolation, there's at least one person in it with you. It's a terrible feeling though. I feel like I could disappear and it wouldn't change anything for anyone.
I am an extreme overthinker. Like my girlfriend won't open a message of mine for a few hours and I'll be fully in my head thinking of all the bad things that could be happening. Or I'll show up late to work and I'll be terrified that I am going to be fired for the whole day. I never act on those thoughts because I always have that little bit of sanity telling me that I am overthinking, but it's still there and it FN sucks.
This sounds a lot like me. Hello, anxiety.
I'm currently 5 days self-harm free. Edit. I made it 15 days.
I am still in love with someone who destroyed a piece of my soul last year.
I know deep down that if I stop chasing and putting effort in the relationships I have in my life, they'll quickly fall apart because people never really see me as someone worth being close to. I'm just an afterthought, so I always put 95% of the effort into them just so that I don't end up alone. Oh, also, I've never been in a healthy romantic relationship and have been single 3+ years. So there's that too. Edit. I'm blown away by the support I've been getting. Thank you all for the awards and the lovely words. My heart goes out to everyone who's in a similar situation.
I am fake 90% of the time, especially around friends and at work. I pretend to be happy, funny, silly, and like I'm okay. I am deeply not okay and crave being alone because it's the only time I can take the mask off. I am who I wish I actually was around other people. But it's not real. Edit. Looks like I've found my people lol. Thank you to everyone who shared their experiences, support and advice. I will seriously consider seeking help, and I wish all you fellow fakers the very best.
One time in 1993 there was a blizzard that swept across the East Coast. We were out of school for at least 3 weeks. This was around the time I discovered masturbation. Anyway, I was stuck inside for 3 weeks and my bedroom door didn't lock, so I couldn't risk it, and I didn't even think about doing it in the shower anymore as I knew I couldn't handle that kind of guilt again. One day, I got an overwhelming urge and decided to layer up and head out into the wild because I was going insane. I reached the woods behind my house and slid down into a ditch. I already knew what I was about to do and couldn't believe I was actually going through with it. I started making the shape of a woman out of snow on the ground. I gave her some nice curves and some boobs. Well, this was it. My big chance, the moment I was preparing for. I unzipped and got busy. It only took about 30 seconds and that was it. I stood up, zipped my pants and brushed her away as if it never happened. I walked back home and went into my room and just listened to Counting Crows or something, like I didn't just have sex with a snowman.
The blizzard of '93. I remember it like yesterday. Only I wasn't banging snowmen.
You would definitely remember every time it snowed for the rest of your life, I can promise you.
I shot and killed someone in a home invasion situation. Even though it was a justified shooting, the guilt is there every day.
If it provides any solace. Whenever you meet someone, you can say to yourself, maybe him. Maybe her, or her and her son. People don't just do one home invasion and call it quits. You saved someone, maybe a few people, from being terrified, robbed, RPD, and or killed. You can never know who your actions saved, and they will never thank you, but they are out there.
Thank you.
I'm not all right mentally.
Few people are. The more you talk to and get to know people, the more you find out everyone is fighting a battle they don't tell people about.
Seems like a lot of people here are lonely. So am I? Anyone want to be friends? I know I could use one. I'm not very good, but sometimes I play chess online with my brother. Anyone want to play? Or chat? Or whatever. I had a little family. Me, my fiancé, and my 2 kitties. It didn't end up working out. Now I'm alone in the world. I miss having a family so much.
Fighting through depression for 6 years now after losing my wife during childbirth. I've thoroughly convinced myself as both daddy and mommy. I have said, I am fine, at least 4 million times until I have stupidly embraced it. All everyone sees on the outside is the strong back and shoulders I have. But nobody sees the pain, hears my inner cries, sees the tears I hide behind my smile, sees the weakness that I really am behind the 15,000 different masks I wear masquerading my weakness as a man for being depressed. The only thing that keeps me alive every day is my daughter. Edit. Thank you everyone for the comments of support, and those that reached out in private messages. Thank you all so very much. This has helped give me a little more hope and reaffirmed that everything I am doing is positive.
I'm tired of being alone.
This feeling only finally hit me last year. Always kinda hoped something would spontaneously happen out of nowhere, when I least expect it. Still waiting.
I'm a 33 going on 34 virgin who has never kissed or even been on a date. Despite the stereotype, I'm not obese, I don't play video games, nor do I hate women or subscribe to any extreme ideology. I try to take care of myself, and I have a professional life where I try to do well, and from what I observed, people like me around. I was just a really lame class clown throughout high school. Then I went to college, which was so close to where I lived I could go there from my parents' house, so there was no incentive for me to move out or develop actual social life. Strict parenting didn't help. I was never invited to parties, whether in high school or college, and did not have friends. Just people I hung out with at school. And by the time I entered college I was too embarrassed of my inexperience to even try dating. Why would a woman teach me all the basic stuff? What's in it for her? Asterisk is what I started thinking around the age of 19 and what I kept telling myself for the last 15 years. At some point I just started drifting through life and never stopped.
If you get into a long-term relationship with a woman, I don't think she will care about the virgin part.
I can't stand being around 98% of my extended family.
Me too. So I don't.
I can't name a single thing that I like about myself.
You were bold enough to share that. I don't even know you, and that's one thing I like about you. I'm going to therapy for the first time at the age of 30.
I'm proud of you. Know that it's completely okay to switch therapists if one isn't working out for you.
I feel like I can't relate to 99% of people that I meet, interact with, and it's getting worse. Feel like a total alien. Edit. Wow, did not expect this response. Guess I'm more of an Earth dweller than I thought, or we're all aliens, which is even cooler. Will take me a while to get through all the responses. Thanks so much everyone.
Not to diminish the hurt of what you're going through, but there's a bit of humorous irony in the number of people who feel like they can relate to this.
I'm not convinced that I'm going to make it. In life, in the career I've chosen, with the hand I've been dealt financially and otherwise. I try so hard all the time, but it also doesn't really feel like I'm trying at all or getting anywhere. I'm not convinced that I'm smart enough or good enough or mentally well enough to be able to pull myself up through the mountains of absolute poo, and I don't think anyone will help me. I think it's too much to ask of someone. Edit. Wow. Y'all, I really did not expect this to get as much attention as it has, especially the kind and caring words from so many people. Heart, and thanks for the awards too? That's bonkers to me. There's a lot going through my head right now, but basically what I want to say is I'm feeling that much more seen and cared about right now because of you all. It's reminding me of something a professor said to me once that I had forgotten about, that I was in the right place, and that she was happy I was there. I hope I can extend that to the folks expressing similar feelings and say that we're in this together. There's a lot of good advice in this thread, and that while I might be having a bad night, that doesn't make it a bad life.
It may not mean much coming from an internet stranger, but trust me when I say that you are not alone in feeling that way. If everyone who felt like they were going to fail did so, we all would be doomed. You will make it. I will make it. We will make it.
When I was little, I would pee in the corner of my room at night when I would wake up. Why? I don't know. I just really didn't want to walk the 3 feet to the bathroom, I guess. Edit. My parents never found out. We were also renting the house and it was sold after we moved out, so sorry to the people who moved in after us, and I was about 10 or 11. I wish I could justify why I did this, but I simply can't. Thanks for the upvotes though.
Oh no, Mom found the piss corner.
I'm very lonely.
I'm a middle-aged mum who will sneak to Target and buy toys for myself, like dolls, not collectibles, just toys. I hide them from my husband and just basically look at them when I'm alone. I think it's because I grew up poor and didn't have much, so now that I'm making okay money, I'm spending it on random stuff in secret and I feel incredibly weird and guilty because of it.
Mom here too. Also grew up poor. A few months ago I bought 2 calico critters baby cats and I hide them from my kid. Every so often I just hold them and look at them. Makes me happy. I live inside my head way more than is healthy. Edited to say, I have depression and anxiety and am an introvert. I basically have an alternate timeline for my own life that I play in my head. It starts right before HS and I kind of fix all of my bad life decisions. Confused face. Edit 2. Wow, I rarely have a comment get this much attention. I can't reply to everyone, but I'm really glad I'm not alone in this.
My mental health is way worse than I let off sometimes. I try to act happy because I know I'm a role model for a lot of my friends who mimic my mood.
I'm suffering from severe anxiety and it's impairing my life. Edit. I'm glad people in this thread are realizing they're not alone. Heart, please stop telling me to live healthier. See a doctor. I've been waiting to see a doctor for 4 months and I already eat healthy, go outside, exercise, and get 8 hours sleep.
How much I hate my friends for not being there for me the way I have always been there for them. If they were, life would be far different.
I've noticed that I no longer take the effort to get to know people anymore because of this. I'm so tired of crossing oceans for someone that won't stretch over a puddle for me.
I often find myself anticipating arguments and then will proceed to spend minutes to hours building a defense case against said hypothetical confrontation, only for the confrontation never to materialize. It's often not even with anyone I already know. It could be a judgmental remark from a complete stranger that I've yet to even meet. But boy, when that day comes, if ever, I'll be prepared to drop knowledge bombs on him that will make them wish they never tried to come at me. Until then, I'll just live in a constant state of stress manufactured by my own brain.
I do this all the time. I also replay how I would have handled a situation better and said the right thing. I get so in my head doing this that I sometimes don't even notice my toddler talking to me. It's so scary and messed up.
I don't want to kill myself, but I also don't want to live.
I've been there. It's hard to die accidentally on purpose.
I haven't had sex or masturbated in over 2 years.
When I was like 7, I went almost 2 full months strictly pissing in my mom's various house plants because she yelled at me for knocking one over, so I got my revenge the best way I could think of at the time.
This is the best thing I've read all day.
I've been addicted to pills plus H since I was 13 and lied to my therapist it even though it's a big part of why I need therapy.
Even though I'm over 20, I still have the imagination of a kid. I have multiple anime-inspired world where I'm a main character in my head that I created, and whenever I get bored or I'm just doing nothing or walking in the street, I imagine scenarios, fight scenes, love stories and character backgrounds. I wonder if I'm the only one doing that or if other people would do the same.
Thank you for watching. We upload new videos every day, so be sure to come back for more fun. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed the video.